following program is a special presentation of Cleveland Community College.
And a very good evening to you, Cleveland County. Tonight, C19 will bring you high school basketball action from Shelby High School as it's the Shelby Golden Lions taking on the Bandys Trojans in Midwest 2A conference play. I'm David Allen along with Chris Nanny, and tonight our second in a three-game series. Last week we brought the Burns-Crest game over at Ed Peeler Gym at Crest High School. Tonight it's Shelby against Bandys here at Lloyd Little Gym on the Shelby campus, and then next Friday night we'll be over at Kings Mountain, bringing you that Kings Mountain and Crest matchup. Should be a dandy. But Chris Nanny, good to be back with you here again, and heard a lot of positive comments about last week's broadcast, so looking forward to another great high school basketball game.
Yeah, it's a privilege for us to be here tonight and put on this game for Cleveland County viewers, and we're excited about this conference matchup between Bandys and Shelby, and we're getting ready to tip it off in just a little bit for some exciting high school basketball action.
Couple of good teams in this one. And they're both battle-tested, and they've played each other already. This is the second time around in the Midwest 2A Conference for these teams, and Bandys won a squeaker up at Bandys the first time around, 60-59, Chris, the final score in that ball game, and we expect another good one here tonight.
Yeah, that's a tight game, and two teams getting together like that, you know, Shelby's got to have a bad taste in their mouth from that 1-point loss. And this will be to determine tonight who can exert their will over the other team, and we'll see the matchups tonight and see how it plays out as they're getting ready to tip off here in just a little bit.
Well, we've had a split already to occur here this afternoon as the Golden Lions JV teams won easily, 70-35, but the Bandys, the varsity girls, really pulled away late to win 64-49 over the Lady Golden Lions in the earlier ball game. So we've got the varsity boys going at it here as the starting lineups being introduced. And of course, we'll pause in just a few minutes for the national anthem, but let's go ahead, Chris, if you want to, and we'll hit the starting lineups for both teams.
Okay, starting for Bandys, Tyler Boyles, a senior, Matt Oakes, a junior. Also have Andy Moss, a senior, Jeff Bennett, a junior, and Kyle Heldeman, a junior.
So Bandys with their starting five. Of course, Shelby will send out Scooter Lawrence, a senior, at one guard position. Chase Price, a sophomore, at the second guard position. Van Eskridge, a junior, will be one forward, along with Andre Hall, a senior, getting a start tonight at a wing position. And then in the middle for the Golden Lions, senior number 50, Rob Canoy. So those are your starting lineups for this ball game. And as the teams have been introduced, we will now pause and stand for our national anthem. National anthem tonight sung by Rachel Roby and Aaron Tinch. Shelby High School students, and their dad's proud of them, I'm sure. That's the Reverends Tinch and Roby up at First Baptist Church here in Shelby, and so that's Rachel and Aaron, two of our fine voices here in the Shelby Choral program, Chris, but a good crowd tonight. Weren't sure after that packed house that we saw last Friday night over at Crest exactly maybe what we'd expect for a out-of-town type game with Bandys coming in all the way from Catawba County, but a pretty good crowd tonight.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I didn't think it would be this full. Of course, last week it was jam-packed with folks for that big county matchup, but a good crowd on hand tonight.
Of course, the big county game last week got off to a good start for the Burns Bulldogs, but then Crest roaring back to win that one going away tonight. Don't know that we'll see that kind of contest at all because, as we mentioned, a one-point game earlier as Shelby went to Bandys back. Actually, I believe that game was January the 2nd, even before we got back to school after Christmas break. In the middle jump circle, it'll be Andy Moss for Bandys, Rob Canoy for the Golden Lions, and we're just about ready to get this one underway. There's the tap, and it's controlled by Scooter Lawrence for the Golden Lions, and Shelby will go on the offensive attack. Scooter down the lane, scoop to the hoop, up, no good. Rebound, Canoy, up and rolls around, no good. Lawrence back in there, puts it up. Shelby really on the boards, Chris, but can't get it to go. And Andre Hall with the fall away.
Scooter Lawrence drove in, was underneath there. He's doesn't quite have the height to go up under the boards, was able to come out with one. And finally the score for Shelby, and now a turnover, maybe not.
Quickly into the front court, Boyles gets it knocked away, and Lawrence comes down with it for the Golden Lions. Scooter into the front court, off to Eskridge for the layup, and he scored.
Shelby really pushing the pace, David.
Well, you talked about, or you asked me before we went on the air, Chris, what type of style Shelby would try to run. They're going to jump trap. They're going to come after you full court all night, and the Golden Lions love to push the ball up the floor. Hall to Eskridge for the lay-in. It's 6-0, and the Golden Lions out of the gate quickly for Coach Ken Napier.
Bandys going to have to find a way to deal with this pressure and get the ball across half court and look to move their offense, but so far no going so far tonight.
Working is Matt Oakes with the basketball. Now thrown away in the corner as Moss trying to come to the near side to Tyler Bowles and has it knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to Shelby as Eskridge will inbound to Chase Price. So the Golden Lions up quickly, 6-0, and here's Scooter Lawrence down the lane, tries to leave it for Hall, and then he can't save it over the end line. It'll be out of bounds, and it will belong to the Trojans. Shelby again will show full court pressure here, Chris.
And that's going to be the way they're going to run it tonight. Of course, when you play that type of defense and the fast pace of the offense as well, you tend to turn the ball over occasionally, and that's what happened that time.
Bowles looks down low, gets it into his big man, Jeff Bennett, but Bennett had it knocked away, and Eskridge had his foot over the end line when he slapped at it. So it'll belong to Bandys underneath the Trojans' goal.
Shelby very aggressively contesting everything so far tonight.
Boyles inbounds back to Matt Oakes for three. Off the front iron, no good. Held him in a strong rebound, puts it up and had it blocked by Canoy with a whistle and a foul. He didn't get him up top that time, Chris, but they must have seen some body contact.
Yeah. Interesting away from the ball. Jeff Bennett comes away holding his eyes. Not involved in that play, but under the backside of the basket, apparently caught an elbow, but nothing called on that. Coach
Mark Lynch off of the Bandys bench. Lynch, a former local product from Gardner-Webb University, played for Coach Rick Scruggs over at GWU. So some of our folks here in Cleveland County might be familiar with him and his playing days at Gardner-Webb. He's now the head coach here at Bandys. And this is Kyle Helderman, one of their outstanding football players from back the last couple seasons in football, and also trying to get it done on the court. Misses a pair, however. And Canoy gets the rebound, gets it off quickly up the court. It's Lawrence trying to force the issue there, Chris, and we'll go to the line.
Yeah, Scooter comes flying in for the second time tonight for the basket. This time we'll make a trip for the line.
Scooter Lawrence, a senior for Coach Ken Napier and the Shelby squad. First free throws up, and rattles around and falls off, no good.
This game moves on as Scooter moves toward the basket as he's done. I won't be surprised to see him start dishing it out for the open man as he starts to draw defenders toward him at the basket.
Second free throw up and good. So the Golden Lions extend that lead now to 7-0, and into the ball game now for the Trojans, number 44, Jamie Fry. So Fry checks in. 7-0 Golden Lions, 6:11 to go. First quarter of play, and you're watching Cleveland County basketball action on C19. There's a steal in the backcourt by Lawrence. Layup good. Shelby defensive pressure right now more than the Bandys team can handle, Chris.
Lawrence has putting on the show so far tonight.
Now into the front court, Matt Oakes. They get the ball down low. Now kick it back out to Helderman, now back to Oakes. Rotates the ball, and Boyles looked at a shot, then comes back out on top to Helderman. Tough man-to-man defense by the Golden Lions. Helderman, nice drive and dish, but can't finish the play. Fry can't finish the play, I should say. And now a foul away from the ball, and that's going to be against Bandys' Andy Moss. His first, team's first, and it'll belong to the Golden Lions. Check that, team's second foul. Price in the front court, gets it off to Eskridge. Eskridge, boy, they sloughed off Van, just daring him to shoot that open jump shot, but he won't do it. Gets it back out to Price between the jump circles. Now to Kanoy at the high post, looking down low. Now comes back out. Andre Hall, jump shot, left side, up, rims out, no good. Kanoy the rebound, one-handed. Gets it out, Eskridge, jump stop in the lane, jumper good.
Of course, the reason he was one-handed was because his other arm was draped over the defender.
No doubt about that. Here's Helderman in the front court quickly to Fry. Fry looking down low, can't get it in, so he'll kick it back out now to Oakes. Jump shot left side on the way, three ball. Bounces up and goes down for Tyler Bowles.
The shot looked good when he released it. I was surprised it didn't go in, but he got the nice bounce off of that, straight up and back in.
Scooter Lawrence gets a screen from Hall, goes baseline, lot of contact, back out to Andre for three, short, no good, but he follows the shot, gets it and throws it up and in. Holy cow, Andre Hall. The foul on Fry, and they count the bucket, so Andre.
They obviously could have called a foul as Lawrence went to the basket because they had a handful of shirt. Football, that would have been a defensive holding penalty there.
A rare start tonight for the Shelby senior. But he told me when I came in the gym tonight, he said, "You're going to call my name a lot tonight, Mr. Allen." And I said, well, we'll see. And already, Andre with 2 buckets and now a chance for 3 points the old-fashioned way as he goes to the line. 4:34 to go first quarter. Shelby by 10, 13-3. David Allen, Chris Nanny on C19. Foul shot up off the side rim, no good. Rebound comes off to Clay Mackey, who's into the ballgame now for Bandys. There's a hit-ahead pass, but Eskridge comes away with the steal for Shelby.
Bandys is going to have to find a way to settle down.
Oh, look at Van keep his dribble after he goes down to one knee. Gets it to Price. Now Price in trouble, but he gets out of it. Now Chase going to have to watch the 5-second closely guarded call, and that's exactly what they get. He started his move around the corner. I thought maybe he had gotten away, Chris, but they call him for 5 seconds.
Yeah, just too much of a delay there and trying to get things going.
So it's a turnover for the Golden Lions. They lead it by 10, however, 13-3. Into the front court, Bandys, and that's a travel. Nope, they're going to call a foul now in the backcourt on Shelby. Chase Price, and that's Chase's first. That's the team's second. Noticed a lot of whistles in that girls game, and of course this is the same crew. Don't know exactly how they'll call this boys contest, Chris, but they were blowing it quite frequently in the girls game earlier. Oh, a little miscommunication that time as turning to go to the basket was Moss. Here's a hit ahead to Price for the layup, and he scored. That's Chase's first bucket of the night. He's got a fan club up here with the posters as he lays it up and in. It's 15-3 and a timeout for Coach Lynch and Bandys, and we'll take it. 30-second timeout, and we're back to Lloyd Little Gym at Shelby. The Golden Lions lead at 15-3. You're watching Cleveland County basketball on C19.
If you're looking for career training in a short time frame, enroll in one of the certificate programs at Cleveland Community College. CCC has nearly 40 different certificate programs, from air conditioning, heating and refrigeration, to child care, to database management, to medical office administration. Whether you're interested in a technical, vocational, or professional field, CCC has a program to meet your needs. Call Student Services at 704-484-4081 for more information.
Back to Lloyd Little Gymnasium, Shelby High School, the Golden Lions and the Bandys Trojans tonight, Midwest 2A Conference basketball on C19. David Allen, Chris Nanny bringing you the action. And the Golden Lions, and there's a trip by Scooter Lawrence. He'll coast in for the layup. Scooter has 5, and the Golden Lion lead up to 14, Chris Nanny.
That's at least a third steal that he's worked on picking a pocket tonight, David.
And now we've got a whistle in the front court. And a foul coming up, I believe, on Lawrence. So check that. It'll be Van Eskridge, and that'll be the second on Eskridge. Well, I've only got him with 1, though, Chris. So I've only got the team with 3 fouls.
Bandys got to find a way to get the ball into their offense. So far, nothing working for them tonight. On the previous play, Moss had his back to the ball coming to him. They're just going to have to settle down and find a way to get the open man for the shot.
Mackey in the front court gets it to Fry. Fry gets it over to McLeave. His shot up, no good, but a foul coming up on, I believe, Rob Canoy. Now check that, they're going to catch Andre Hall with the foul. That's Andre's first and the team's 4th. 3:01 remaining first quarter of play, and McLeave's free throw up, rattles around and goes down. He has a point, and the lead cut to 13. Kelsey McLeave, number 32 for Bandys. Second free throw is an air ball, and that'll turn it over to Shelby. Substitutes into the ball game now for Shelby. Danny Sanders, Andrew Vincent, Mario Harrison, and Neil Moore all into the ball game for the Golden Lions. So 4 of the 5 starters out for Coach Ken Napier, Chris.
Yeah, wholesale substitutions keeping guys fresh, and just like that, they're turning the ball over.
Well, Danny Sanders, turnover, but quickly into the front court is Bandys. And how about Kelsey McLeave giving the Trojans a lift? He has 3 quick points, and the lead's down to 11. It's 17-6. Sanders in the front court for Shelby. Now across to Vincent. Vincent, dribble drive down the lanes. Puts it up, no good. Fought for by Mario Harrison, and a jump ball that will belong to the Trojans. Well, that's one thing, Chris, you always hope as a coach that you can substitute liberally without having to drop off in consistency or in intensity, but there seemed to be a quick drop off there for Shelby.
So far, but the rebounding still looks good. We'll see if it's sort of the blue team for Shelby, as we say, if they can sort of hold the line.
Jump shot out by Canoy was off, no good. Rebound fought for, they pulled down for Bandys. Here's Oakes into the front court now. Gets it quickly over to Mackey. Jump shot on the way, but he is fouled. Sanders coming up, I think, is going to get that one. Danny Sanders, number 23, just a freshman for Shelby. And getting some quality minutes for the Golden Lions all throughout the year, but right now on the court and was handling the ball as the point guard there for Shelby's coach, Ken Napier.
Yeah, he went up to contest the jump shot and clearly got him on the arm as he released the shot.
Mackey's first free throw up and good. And it's down to 10 now. It's 17-7. Remember, this lead was up at 14 points. And there's Harrison fighting for the loose ball, and it'll be Green, they say, underneath as Mario and Neil Moore both fighting for the loose ball, and it goes off Shelby. So Bandys will inbound underneath its own goal, trailing by 10. Boyles to Oakes, and an offensive foul on Mackey. So Clay Mackey, who's been pretty active since coming into the ball game a moment ago, Chris picks up that foul away from the ball.
Still a 10-point lead for the Golden Lions as their starters get some valuable rest time on the bench.
Here's Sanders, right side, thought about a 3. Now goes down low to Mario Harrison. Turn around in the lane, up and good.
Just too strong down low. He got position, was able to make his turn easily.
First bucket for Harrison, the senior for the Golden Lions, in there at one of the forward positions now. Talked about Shelby wanting to use that full court defense, and there's Sanders with a reach for the Golden Lions. It's going to be the 6th team foul against Shelby. And the second already against Danny. So quick 2.
There was no doubt on the reach, but the referee that made the call was from the backside, so I don't know exactly how he saw it.
Oakes thought about a 3. Now he's going to go across to Boyles. Boyles up, head fake against Harrison. Can't get it to go, but Fry's there, and he's fouled from behind by Canoy. And earlier I thought Rob had picked up a foul, and He did, actually, so that's going to be the second on Kanoy. And Coach Napier kind of hands on hips, talking to the official right in front of him. Check that. That's only the first on Rob, so apparently I marked that one incorrectly moments ago. Fry's free throw up and good. Jamie Fry's first bucket, or first point, I should say, of the ball game. And he cuts into that Shelby lead once again, 19-8, Golden Lions with 1:14 to go here in the first half. Second free throw up, no good. Harrison the rebound for Shelby. Vincent into the front court for the Golden Lions. Gets it away. Jump shot up, no good. Rebound, ball forward, put up and in by Harrison.
He was in between two players and was able to go right back up for that shot. Split the two defenders.
That last jump shot by Shelby was into the ball game as Xavier Griffin, 34. He snuck in there and I wasn't ready for him to.
Helderman drives into the lane and goes for the reverse layup. Nice play on his part. And looks like we're going to have a timeout.
So 43.5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter play. Shelby with an 11-point lead at 21-10, and Coach Ken Napier asking for and receiving a timeout. That may be a situation there, Chris, that he might have seen something from this predominantly second unit team that he wanted to talk over as we go to the end of the first quarter here.
And those are the guys that he's got around him right now, so it looks like he's going to send that group right back out, and that's going to be the case.
Well, we talk about this style of play that Shelby likes, which is a pressure defense and then full court up and down basketball, fast breaking style. And in order to run that offense, you've got to have a lot of players.
And these guys are getting a good blow on the sidelines, just sitting down resting. They'll be ready to turn up the RPMs when they get back in.
Here's Griffin. And that's Vincent for three. Left side, and Andrew knocks it in. His first bucket of the ball game. Shelby's lead up to 14 at 24-10. 22 seconds to go. Here's Boyles. Good pump fake, got everybody up in there, but Kanoy got a piece. Off the backside, no good by McCleave. And then Kanoy saves it to Neil Moore.
Absolutely
up quickly to Vincent.
Falling for Bandys tonight, David.
Now they're struggling from the field. Here's Vincent, says, I like that spot. How about a three?
Found his spot
Vincent.
and was wide open and
the
drilled it.
Largest lead of the ball game for Shelby at 17. They lead it 27-10 at the end of one quarter play. The Golden Lions on top of Bandys. You're watching Cleveland County basketball on C19. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back. You're watching C19. Chris Nanny back here on C19 for Cleveland County High School basketball action. And, of course, this is just one of the many programs that Cleveland Community College TV bringing you, Chris. And I know that just a tremendous service that the college is able to provide for the community here in Cleveland County.
Yeah, we've got students here tonight putting on this show, and they're doing an excellent job. And glad to be out here tonight.
Shelby with the basketball and leading by 17 points. We talked about this was going to be a close one because of the near, a one-point decision in the earlier game between these two clubs, but the Golden Lions have jumped out big time here in the first quarter.
It's hard to imagine that these teams played to a one-point game previously with Bandys coming out on top the way it's going right now. It's hard to imagine. Shelby brings in the second unit, and they're up. The lead goes back to 10, and then they extend it back to 17 on their own. Not only giving the guys a rest, but also putting some points on the board and pulling away with it.
I'll tell you, one of the guys that hadn't been to the bench yet, though, for the Golden Lions, big number 50, Rob Kanoy, the starting senior center. He's been out there the duration. Free throw by Helderman, up no good. Rebound by Fry. Kicks it out. Oaks three-ball right. Up no good. And Kanoy fight for the rebound with Fry, and that's going to go against Fry that time. So the foul a moment ago was away from the ball while Shelby had it. Neil Moore called for a block. away from the ball. That foul's going to go against Helderman, however. That's the first on Kyle, the team's 5th. 7:36 to go. First half of play, it's been all Shelby to this point. Golden Lions by 17. Here's Kanoy, top of the key, goes to Neil Moore on the right side. Started to drive, now stops, gets it back to the Kanoy. Kanoy at the top of the key, now back to Neil Moore. Moore backs out between the jump circles, now to Kanoy at the high post. Rob hands it off to Griffin. Down the lane, Griffin, bank shot, rolls in.
Didn't know if it was going to make it or not. It rolled around twice and fell through. And again, the Golden Lions getting another basket. Seems like they're all falling in for them, and nothing doing for Bandys so far.
Here's Oakes to Boyles. Boyles, tough man-to-man defense there by Neil Moore, and now we've got people flying at the camera. That's got to cause Greg Tillman's heart to flutter just a tad out in the truck when he sees them coming right at the camera. It'll belong to Bandys, though, as Boyles will inbound. Out to Helderman. Helderman to Oakes at the top of the key. Now he starts to drive down the right side and backs it out back to Helderman. Helderman, jump pass down in low to McCleve, turn around off the iron, no good, and Harrison just using the body to clear out space. Quickly up to Moore. Moore fade on the baseline, no good. Marquise Cannon's in there, and he scores.
And it falls. Shelby misses, gets the rebound and the putback for 2 more.
8 different.
Oh! Down hard on that play.
8 different Golden Lions in the scorebook. It looked like a first down for
Matt
sure.
Oakes.
Oakes down hard on the play.
Looks like he's hurt his knee, his hip, his back, and his head.
My goodness, he's a tough youngin' though. They just reached down and scooped him up, and he's right to the free throw line.
Wow.
No thought of a trainer coming out at all. Speaking of trainers, got to give Coach Prevost and his bunch their due here at Shelby. A good group of student trainers working on this Shelby team. As checking into the ballgame now for Shelby, Randy Simmons, number 52. So Coach Ken Napier using a lot of his bench here early, and he's got a couple of guys that are not available tonight. Brandon Surratt and Ed Gillette both out tonight for the Golden Lions. So, and those are a couple of guys that normally see a lot of playing time for Coach Ken Napier. Gillette's been in the starting lineup at times this season. Here's Moore, lost it on the sideline, and it's scooped up and down the floor now by Bandys. 3-ball, right side off the front iron, no good. Going to the corner, and what are they going to say? It's off of Vincent, and it'll belong to Bandys. That's Brandon Williams into the ballgame now for Bandys to inbound. Gets it out to Matt Oakes. Oakes down the lane, jumper, kind of a runner.
He's out of control on that one.
But they're going to give him the opportunity. I believe they're going to call Mario Harrison for sliding under, and they're going to get the block on Harrison.
I believe if he could have held his position, he'd have been able to draw the charge. Oakes came flying in there.
5:55 remaining in the first half of play. 31-13. Shelby. Here's Oakes at the line. His first point of the ball game. Right now, Bandys has had 10 trips to the line. Or this will be the 10th, I should say, Chris Nanny. And they've only made 4.
Yeah,
so if he makes this, they're shooting 50% from the line. So even though they're down 17, they've had an opportunity on free tosses to be a few points closer anyway.
Yeah, they haven't been able to convert on either the free shots or
shot up no
field
good.
goals.
Moss is there, though, for the rebound and the putback.
Finally, something good happens for the Trojans.
Yeah, just 40%, though, from the line early in this contest. Just 4 of 10. Here's Kanoy, hands it off to Price, who starts the dribble drive down the right side. Now tries to come back into the middle, and he turns it over. Helderman quickly up the floor, double clutches, and now Van Eskridge just snatches it out of the air. Had a shot altered by Lawrence, ahead to Hall. And Hall lays it up and in.
Poor decision by Helderman on this end, turns into a basket for the Golden Lions on the other end.
Here comes Chase Price to the corner and comes up with it. Andre Hall now ahead to Lawrence, off to Eskridge for 2. Boy, Shelby's got it going right now, Chris. They're up and down, and making some good decisions with the basketball.
Yeah, Lawrence was ahead of the pack, but still was able to make the nice pass.
Oaks trying to return the favor as he takes it to the rack, but no good. And here come the Golden Lions again. Lawrence with the layup, off, no good. Eskridge the rebound, lost it on the way up. It'll still be Shelby basketball. 35-16 now, Chris.
Yeah, Lawrence made a nice run at the basket that time, just not able to get it to fall. But the ball goes out of bounds to the Golden Lions, so it's still in their favor down on that end.
Inbounding will be Van Eskridge. Gets it to Hall, back out Scooter Lawrence for three. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound, fought for by Eskridge, and he has it for Shelby. Van, little pass now out to Lawrence, over to Chase Price, three side, no up, no good. Look at Eskridge go to the rim for the rebound.
He just floated in there alongside of two Bandys defenders and took the ball away.
Now that's just good hustle, and of course, Chris, we already mentioned that Coach Napier able to rotate a lot of guys into the lineup, so Eskridge may be a little fresher because of that.
Well, those guys sat down before the end of the first period. Here we are at 4:33, and they're back in the game, and have played only the equivalent of about one period so far, so they've got fresh legs.
Eskridge trying to become the first player in the ballgame to go into double figures. He has 9. Free throw here would make it 10, and Shelby would open its largest lead of the game. They're already up by 20.
Lawrence way up in there.
And Price comes away with it, now tries to get it to Scooter. Scooter still keeps it alive, and now Eskridge, as things are getting a little out of control, and now we got a foul on the floor. I thought they might get Van with a travel, but instead they're going to get a foul on Brandon Williams. That's his first. And I think Shelby's now into 1-1. And they are.
Yeah,
so Eskridge will get a chance to go to the line. So he missed a moment ago, which would have given him his 10th point. Now he'll have a 1 plus the bonus if he can make. First one is up and good. So now Eskridge with 10 points. He'll have another one coming. 37-16, a 21-point Shelby lead, Chris Nanny.
Bandys are going to have to really come up with a new strategy because what they're doing right now is not working. And it's a matter of whether or not they can actually change the will of the Shelby players, and that does not look like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Another near steal in the backcourt, and they call over and back against Bandy, so that's a turnover.
All just hustling for the ball, able to create that turnover.
Back in the ballgame now for Coach Lynch is Clay Mackey. Right now things are out of hand in terms of his squad. Here's Price controlling up top now to Andre Hall. Hall starting to think about a drive, now goes to Kanoy. Kanoy back out to Hall. Hall dribble drive, kicks it back out to Eskridge. Eskridge, jump shot off the side, no good. Fought forward, last touch by Rob Kanoy.
Eskridge didn't have a good look that time, went up sort of a sideways angle, and shot was off to the left.
May have forced that one just a bit. Shelby has been getting such good shots here in the first half. Cross-court pass intercepted by Eskridge. 2-on-1 break now for Shelby, ahead to Lawrence. Layup, no good, but he was fouled on the play by Oaks, who was hustling back for Bandy.
I tell you, David, it's all Bandys can do to make one good pass. They can't make the second one to get to the basket. It seems like every pass is being contested. They barely get their hands on the ball, and then they turn it over immediately after.
First foul on Matt Oaks. And Scooter Lawrence to the line for Shelby. Free throw up, rattled off, no good. Scooter 1 for 3 tonight from the line. He has 5 points. He'll have another one coming. Free throw up for Scooter, and this one's good. So he now has 6. The Golden Lion lead up to 23 points at 39-16. So last week we were fooled for nearly 2 quarters that we were going to have a good ball game. Tonight we hadn't even gotten that much. As the Golden Lions wasting little time in this one, they jumped out to a 7-0 lead and have been on fire. 3 ball up, no good. Look at Eskridge. What a play by Van Eskridge. He couldn't save it, but the ball was in the hands of Helderman, and he just couldn't hang on because Eskridge's too quick for him.
Yeah, the Shelby players are just flying around the court. There's no other way to describe it. They're going for every ball. They're hustling like crazy, and it's paying off just by looking at the score. And Bandys can't get a shot that's not contested. And there's another example. And that one goes in. That may be the only way they're going to score tonight is with out-of-control baskets like that.
Well, Mackey just threw that one up high off the glass with Andre Hall defending, and Andre kind of falling backwards. So didn't have a real good base that time, but nonetheless a tough shot. Here's a turnover, though, as Moss steps in the lane that time. And look at Lawrence just about running in front of Moss to make the steal, but it's out to Oaks. No good, 3-ball. Rebounded by Clay Mackey. Mackey gets it back out to Helderman.
The pressure of this Shelby defense is just not allowing Bandys to get off good shots.
Here's Oaks working against Hall. Now on top to Mackey. Starts down the lane, and he scores. Clay Mackey, he has 5 points for Bandys, and they're under 20 right now at 39-20. But hey, Carolina was up 24 last night before Florida State.
Yes, they were.
Came back to knock them off big time. What a drive by Van Eskridge.
You just got to wonder, though, if Bandys is going to have the legs in the second half, because you know that Shelby's going to do some more substituting before this game's over.
41-20. Golden Lions 21-point lead, more than have doubled up Bandys at this point. Helderman, nice lead that time for Boyles, and he scored and fouled from behind. 2:05 remaining, and the foul on Eskridge is his third, and Van will have to take a seat. That's foul difficulty sure enough for Shelby, because Eskridge is their leading scorer tonight and has been all over the place with that speed and quickness, Chris.
Yeah, with 2:05 left in the second, I doubt we're going to see him again before halftime, maybe even into the third period. Of course, Shelby's brought in some more substitutions to give their bench. The guys on the bench are rest now.
So Boyles' shot for the three-point opportunity is up and no good. The rebound for Shelby, and quickly ahead of the pack is Chris Stamp. Stamp's shot will not go. And now they're just harassing Oaks into the front court. Down to Helderman in the corner for three. Front iron, no good. Rebound, fought for. Boyles has it, drops it for Helderman, who scores. And a foul coming up on Stamp.
Some hustling, aggressive play by the Trojans, able to finally convert a basket. But it took all of that to get two against the Golden Lions defense.
41-24, lead down to 17 with Helderman trying to make it 16. 1:41 to go until half. So it's Lawrence, Hall, Stamp, Moore, and Vincent on the court for Shelby right now. So basically a 5-guard lineup. And just as I'm about to say that, here's Mario Harrison in for Chris Stamp. So at least now, with Vincent and Harrison out there, I guess Vincent goes as a forward in this lineup. He's on the wing, however, though, Chris.
See if Shelby can work the ball down low to Harrison. They were able to do that with some success earlier in the game.
Here's Lawrence down the lane, gets it off Harrison. Mario turn around on the baseline. Chris Nanny, Coach Chris, makes the call right there.
Well, it's not too tough to call, though. I mean, it worked for him well earlier, so why not go to it again? He's the biggest guy on the court. Might as well give him the ball.
Helderman trying to beat everybody up the floor with that pass, and it goes out of bounds. It belonged to Shelby. Tough turnover there for Bandys as they're trying to get back in at 43-25 with 1:08 to go here in the first half of play. Here's Andrew Vincent, left side, hit a couple of big threes earlier. Gets it to Hall, now swings it to Lawrence, right side, 3-ball up, no good. Rebounded by Clay Mackey. Into the front court, stolen by Neil Moore. Off to Hall, quickly ahead to Lawrence. Shelby not content to sit on it as they get it up the floor. Harrison trying to convert, and he's fouled on the play. 46.7 seconds remaining, Chris.
Yeah, Shelby was able to get that ball, and of course they just made 2 big passes to get the ball down court in no time, and then are driving at the basket with Harrison throwing it underneath to see if he can get the shot, and he's going to the line with no time coming off the clock for the free shots.
Got to tell you an interesting story about Mario is the free throw up and no good. I believe it was last week, may have been week before last, the Golden Lions were hosting Bunker Hill. And it was a makeup game on a Wednesday night. And as Mario misses the free throw, but he's across the lane, that's a lane violation against Harrison, so that'll nullify any chance there, and Bandys will have it. But the officials didn't show up. The varsity officials didn't show up. Only one of the 3 did. Well, the 2 JV officials stayed on to work the varsity games. Well, one of the JV officials was Mario's mother.
Oh.
So Mario's mother ended up calling all 3 ball games, including the varsity contest between Shelby and Bunker Hill. That included playing with her son in the ball game. I thought that was quite interesting.
How many fouls were called on him?
Well, actually, as I recall, it was a very whistle-free ball game in general.
Right.
Not a lot of whistles in that one, as we've got a whistle right here.
The Bunker Hill coaches were okay with that?
Well, as far as I know, they were.
Did they know?
Now that I don't know.
They may now.
Well, I don't know. Catawba County, Bunker Hill, probably not watching C19, but we invite them to, that's for sure. Here's Moss at the line.
Invite them down to your living room to watch it?
Of course.
Okay.
Free throw up and no good. 21.9 seconds remaining first half. It's 18-point Shelby lead, and it's been all Shelby. Second free throw up, no good. Tap by Harrison, controlled by Vincent. And Andrew now will slow things down and drop it off for Scooter Lawrence as Shelby will now look for the last shot of the half. Down to 10 seconds to go, Hall. And they call Andre for steps.
Yeah, just said it, I thought, well, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll put it up and try to get the steal and get another shot in before the clock runs out.
So turnover for Shelby with 8.1 seconds remaining in the half, and Bandys to inbounds. Here's Oaks in the backcourt. Long way to go now. 5 seconds. He's to half court. 3 seconds in the corner. Helderman, 3 at the buzzer, and it's no good. We played one half of basketball with our score. Shelby 43, Bandys 25. We're back with our halftime after this timeout. You're watching Cleveland County High School basketball action on C19.
I came from Mexico. I think everybody who comes to this country need to speak English, you know. I can come to school and I don't have a certain time that I have to be here. They give me the chance to come when I get the chance to come. It's helping me a lot in my job because I don't need somebody to translate for me. I can talk directly to the supervisors or managers.
The Learning Center, located on the campus of Cleveland Community College. Enroll now.
Would you invest in a company that doubled in size over the last 10 years? If it were growing so fast it opened 4 locations a week? Would you invest in a company if 3 million people used its services and hundreds more signed up every day? Now, would you invest in that company if it wasn't a company? Support the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a positive place for kids.
Can I take your order, please?
Yeah. Hi, could I get a number 2 with a lemonade, please?
Could you make that a number 5 and make it a chocolate shake?
Number 5 with a chocolate shake.
What are you doing?
I'm ordering for you.
No, actually, I'd like a number 2
with a chocolate shake.
with a lemonade, actually.
Turn around.
Sir, could you please stop that?
I just wanted to order a number 5 with a chocolate shake.
I'd really like you
All
to
right,
stop
lady.
that. I'd like you to stop it.
No.
Interested in a career in nursing, radiography, or phlebotomy? The allied health professions are in demand, and Cleveland Community College has a variety of programs. Allied health curriculums have special enrollment requirements and deadlines. Call Alan Price today for more information. 704-484-4073.
I didn't really care about school because I was making money stealing cars when I was locked up. That's when I really realized that it wasn't for me. It'd be better for me to stay in school, just get my education.
Back to second half action now as the Bandys Trojans and the Shelby Golden Lions here in Midwest 2A Conference action tonight on Cleveland County Basketball, C19 TV. I'd like to welcome you back in for our second half of action. David Allen, Chris Nanny calling the action for you tonight. And this broadcast can be seen on C19 over the weekend, Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. And we'll double check, make sure we get those times correct for you. But Bandys has come out and quickly added 3 points here in the second half. There's Moss with the rebound, or check that, McCleave with the rebound. Gets it back up and in, and it's 43-30 quickly. Here's Chase Price in the front court. Chris talking to Shelby Athletic Director Jim Taylor at halftime as Andrew Vincent drains his third three-pointer of the ball game. And he said we had a 20-point lead on Bandys up there.
Oh, really?
And they came back in the second half with their three-point shooting, and were able to pull that game out. So this game far from over as we've got a foul inside against the Golden Lions.
Well, it would certainly be a miracle if they could do that. Of course, 16 points is not insurmountable at this point, but you've got to imagine the Shelby guys that have had some time on the bench with their fresh legs are just going to be pressuring the ball like crazy, creating many more turnovers just as they did in the first half.
Here's Oaks, three, right
Did
side.
he make that one?
Matt Oaks, first three of the game for Matt. He's got 6. Scooter Lawrence in the front court for Shelby's up and scores, and he's fouled on the play by McCleave, I believe. We'll check it. Count the basket, they say. 32 with the block, and it is. McCleave with the foul. Kelsey McCleave and Lawrence to the line with an opportunity for another three-point play the old-fashioned way. Shelby up by 15 at 48-33. Well, Chris Nanny, you telling me that we've got a Super Bowl participant in the house here tonight, that Shane Burton of the Carolina Panthers is in the lobby at halftime because he is a former Bandys Trojan. I did not know that.
That's what I understand. I was talking to Ace Allen Ford from the Shelby Starter in halftime, and he said, "Did you see Shane Burton?" I said, "No." And he said, "Well, there he is right there."
I'll be dog.
Said he's guess spending some time with some friends that are here watching the game tonight.
Lawrence is shot up no good, but Chase Price was there for the rebound, and that basket gives Shelby back to the 18-point advantage at 51-33. Trouble in the corner down there as bodies go flying everywhere. Kanoy Hall on the ground for Shelby. Looked like Bulls on the ground for Bandys. Well, we got to talk about it since we brought up the subject of Shane Burton in the house.
Right.
How about the Carolina Panthers?
How about them? I mean, that's what you predicted back in the preseason, but the Panthers were going to the Super Bowl, right?
No, actually, we were joking, saying about Armchair Quarterback earlier, but on December the 8th, which was our final broadcast of Armchair Quarterback, I did pick New England to win the Super Bowl.
Well, there you go.
And, of course, at this point, I don't want that to happen, but at that time, I wouldn't have give you 2 cents for the Panthers going to the Super Bowl. Vincent for 3 in the corner. He's got 4 of them. And the Shelby lead is back to to 21 points. Bandys with pressure as Shelby giving them a fit in the backcourt. Elderman gets it to Bulls. Bulls down to Moss. Kind of throws one up as a half hook. No good. It goes out of bounds, but it'll stay Bandys basketball. So the Trojans in control of the ball, but trail by 21 points. 5:18 to go here in the third quarter. Well, so what's your prediction, though, Chris? I mean, I think I'm safe to say that we both would love to see the Panthers win, but what's the prediction?
Well, the best prediction I've heard from someone was that if this was a best-of-7 series like the NBA or Major League Baseball, you would expect the Patriots to win 4 out of 3. And I thought that was a fair assessment, but that means that the Panthers have a pretty good shot, so I'm going to take on about 20-17.
Kanoy with the jump shot up no good, and Bulls with the rebound. Well, Dr. Z, if you pay any attention to Sports Illustrated, Dr. Z predicts every week who's going to win. The one game that he didn't predict was the week that they didn't produce an issue, which was the Dallas game. Mm-hmm. He predicted the Panthers to lose to the Rams 20-17. He predicted the Panthers to lose to the Eagles 20-17. He has now, for the third week in a row, predicted that the Panthers would lose 20-17 to the Patriots. So I'm going to be like you. I'm going to say it's going to be a close ball game, but I'm going to go with the Panthers in a 17-14 type of ball game. Pressure in the backcourt again for Shelby as another bucket goes down for the Golden Lions, and that lead now back up to 23 points at 56-33. Pressure in the backcourt. Look at Lawrence just going down to the floor to come up with it. Gets it up to Price, off the glass and in.
Wow, Scooter Lawrence has been all over the place tonight, coming up with steals. Finds the open man. Price able to use his body, go up for the layup.
58-33, a 25-point Shelby lead. Bulls down against Canoy, had a shot rejected. And here comes Price in a hurry. Behind the back dribble, back out to Vincent. Now to Hall, and they call Andre for a step as he delivered the pass over in the far corner. And a timeout, is that a timeout? Nope, just substitutions into the ball game. A bunch of them back in there for Shelby. Sanders, Moore, Harrison, Eskridge, Vincent. We got about 8 or 9 on the court now for Shelby. Let's see who comes off eventually.
That'll work.
And I think they finally got it straightened out now as Eskridge, Lawrence, Harrison, Moore, and Sanders out there for Shelby.
Is that the first break of the night for Canoy, or did he actually come out any in the second period?
I didn't remember him at all coming out in the second period, so this may be the first time he's been to the bench tonight. Steal again for Shelby, and that's Sanders coming out of there for the Golden Lions. Gets it up to Neil Moore. Moore down to Van Eskridge, layup good.
He just found the wide open man, and Eskridge right under the basket for the easy layup.
60-33 with 3:20 to go. Eskridge with the rebound off the miss and into the front court for Shelby. Gets it up to Danny Sanders. Sanders to Eskridge at top of the key. Wanted Scooter Lawrence to come out and get it. Now Van to Neil Moore, and Moore will hold things up with 3 minutes to go third quarter. Eskridge, high post, looking for cutters. Now takes it down the lane himself, up off the glass, and good. Oh, my.
Sometimes it just goes your way.
Man alive, 62-33. Coach Mark Lynch just hands crossed, looks calm as a cucumber down there in front of the Bandys bench, maybe waiting for those threes to start falling. That one up, no good. Eskridge taps the rebound to himself. Gets it up to Moore, running to Lawrence. Scooter creates space, jumper no good. Rebound, Moore had his shot rejected, and it comes down in the lap of Clay Mackey.
Yeah, Lawrence able to use the dribble to create an open shot, just not able to get it to fall that time.
Here's Moss in the lane for 2. Andy Moss has 4 points on the night, and he cuts the lead to 27 at 62-35. 2:05 remaining here, and this is high school basketball action on C19. A 20-second timeout now for Coach Ken Napier. Interestingly enough, Chris, that's Shelby taking a timeout.
Yeah, and Shelby's defense seemed to just sort of lay back on that last shot and left an open basket. And so maybe that's what the coach is going to get them together and talk about. The hustling style of defense just wasn't evident on that last shot.
Of course, Chris, we hadn't had a chance tonight to tout some of the other programs, so during the timeout here, you want to give a rundown of some of those other programs on C19?
In addition to sports action, we also have Cleveland County Camera, issues and answers as time goes by, political smackdown, talk of the town, Cleveland Connection, and of course the C19 calendar of events. And if you watch the calendar of events and watch the scroll at the bottom, you'll see when all those excellent shows will be on C19. And if you want to get your event on the Cleveland County calendar, just email us at c19tv@yahoo.com.
Golden Lions by 27 points with under 2 minutes to go, third quarter play now. Moore looking for Mario Harrison to Eskridge. Now to Danny Sanders over here on the left wing. Sanders up top to Scooter Lawrence. Lawrence gets it now over to Moore. Back out to Scooter. 1:40 to go now in the quarter. Shelby patient on offense now as they want to work for a good shot. Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball, so no desire for the Golden Lions to hurry, though. At that time, Sanders got that ball kind of caught up on his leg, Chris, and they call him for the double dribble.
So just like that, we'll see Bandys heading the other way. See if they can do anything to turn this game around. So far, they made a little run right at the start of the first half, but Shelby quickly squashed those hopes.
Well, Chris, you mentioned some of those programs on C19, and looking forward to one of those new shows, and that's that political smackdown.
Right.
I saw the opening for that the other day, and I believe that's going to be a good one. Mike Philbeck, Dennis Davis,
Dean Westmoreland,
and Andy Dedman. So those 4 guys at different times, I believe. I don't think they're all going to be on there every week, but they're all together. Okay, my fault.
So that's going to be some heated discussion and some humorous discussion, and it's going to be very entertaining. So I'm sure people will look forward to that. You know, you get that that mixed bag of characters together, you know it's going to be exciting.
Well, I would classify that as a mixed bag of characters. And I know them all, so I can say that. And they would probably say the same about me. 59.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It has been all Shelby in this one. Bandys, I tell you what, you hate to say that some of them didn't make the trip tonight, but the intensity, the jump, the bounce, and the step, whatever you look for in terms of the intensity of the ballgame, just hadn't been there tonight for the Trojans.
It just seems like the pressure defense of the Golden Lions has been just too much for them, and they haven't ever been able to relax for any of their shots. And the up and down trips down the court have just worn them out, it seems like.
3 ball for Oaks straight away up, no good. Here's a long pass hit ahead to Danny Sanders, who will pull up for the jumper off the back iron, still bouncing, and there's Eskridge with another rebound.
Amidst 3 Bandys Trojans, he comes down with the ball.
I believe Van's going to have a double-double tonight. I'm not able to keep up with rebounds, but I do keep up with points, and Van having no trouble that time stepping on the inline. Coach Chris Norman right here on top of the action said that was a bad call. We didn't have as good a shot of that one as we did the one over at Crest the other night that was bad. Here's a hit-ahead pass now to Williams, to Mackey, back to Oaks in the lane for 2. Well, Oaks has kept shooting it, Chris, trying to warm up, but just hadn't got going yet.
He's had a few streaks, a couple baskets in a row, but that's been about it.
Harrison along the baseline. Thought he lost it on the way up, Chris, but he was somehow able to find the handle.
Good reach in. He was able to hang on to the ball and finish.
And he scores on the play. 66-37. Shelby by 29 at the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll be back to Lloyd Little Gym here on the campus of Shelby High School after this 30-second timeout. You're watching C19.
Hi, I'm David Allen, Cleveland Headline News Sports Director. Join me, along with Randy Capps from the Shelby Star, Andy Foster from the Boss Networks, each Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for Armchair Quarterback right here on C19 TV. We'll look at all our high school area action in football. We'll also take a look at the Panthers, Gardner Webb, and we'll talk a little ACC. So join us each week for Armchair Quarterback.
Welcome back to Shelby High School's Lloyd Little Gymnasium. And I guess we should probably pause just a moment to say our condolences to the Little family on the passing of Coach Little just a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, a longtime coach here at Shelby High School, a legend in Hickory, North Carolina, and Lenore Ryan College, of course, here in Shelby as well. And Coach Little passing away a couple of weeks back. And just what a testament to tradition. Coach Lloyd Little, and of course the gym here at Shelby High School named after him. Neil Moore with the bucket for Shelby, and the Golden Lions have gone to a 31-point lead and continue with the pressure defense.
Eskridge almost had the turnover, but tipped it right back to the Bandys player.
Chris, this Golden Lion team is starting to get it going. 8-7 overall, 4-3 in the conference, and getting it rolling here tonight. Here's the pass, Mackey to Moss. Had it ripped away, but they're going to call a travel on Moss. Put it above his head. That's a mistake, as Mario just kind of reached and grabbed it.
I mean, he had the ball above his head, hands above his head, not in a good position to put it right in Mario's chest, and, you know, he's not going to win that battle.
And here's Harrison, collects the ball on the other end for Shelby. Sanders, the freshman, gets it off to Eskridge. Down to Moore. Moore lays it up and in.
Eskridge had 2 defenders on him, was able to get the pass off.
And I
open shot.
Need to correct myself. I've said more than once tonight as that was, I believe that was Williams for the corner there for Bandys. I've called Danny Sanders a freshman on more than one occasion tonight. I need to apologize to him because he'll be watching this broadcast on the tape delay. He is a sophomore for Shelby. Nice job by Oaks in the backcourt that time. In trouble, but he dribbled out of it and was able to get the ball up the floor. Here's McCleve with a rebound for Bandys, and he scores. I'll tell you what, Kelsey McCleve has been active. He's got 7 points. He's a guy maybe that Coach Lynch might need to think about getting some more playing time.
And down the road, of course, he's a freshman on that team, so just thinking years to come what he's going to have to offer.
No doubt about that. Here's Griffin with the basketball on the left wing for Shelby, now to Neil Moore. Moore to Harrison. Harrison, nice look to Griffin off the glass. No good, though, the rebound. Off to McCleve. Gets it to Oaks, 70-41. 29-point Shelby advantage. Look at that. Mario Harrison to the floor for Shelby.
Doing his Scooter Lawrence impersonation.
Eskridge into the front court, and a block on McCleve. McCleve been watching a lot of TV. You got to love that, though, as he tried to draw the charge without actually taking any contact, as he started to collapse before Eskridge even got to him. That'll send Van to the line. There's a good shot of the afro that McCleve is sporting for us tonight. Tell you what, a lot of the kids wearing the hair big, back the 70s look. The big afros are back for a lot of the kids.
Of course, Rod Smart, we don't know what he's going to do for the Super Bowl. He said he didn't know if he was going to go with the wild beast afro, as he calls it, or the braids. So
I'll tell you what,
see what he comes up with.
He had it rocking and rolling today at the pep rally over in Charlotte, as did the boy, the man. I should call him the boy. My boy, the man, the nature boy, Ric Flair. He was having a good time at the pep rally over at...
More like your granddad.
Well, you got to love Ric Flair now, whether you're a wrestling fan or not, the nature boy.
Whether you love him or hate him, right?
Yeah, he's an icon. Oh, man, I thought Griffin might have got away with one there, traveling. There's a jump shot on the wing by Cannon, and an offensive foul away from the ball. They'll wipe off the jump shot by Marquise. So Marquise Cannon into the lineup now for Shelby, along with Sanders, Griffin, Eskridge, and Moore. It's Helderman, Moss, Mackey, Boyles, and Oaks on the floor for Bandys at the moment. Check that. That's Edmondson in the ballgame now for Mackey.
They're finally going to get set, I thought, but another substitution for the Golden Lions. And now Helderman will not inbounds the ball. They'll switch off again.
Well, Randy Simmons gets some playing time for Shelby now, so Coach Napier again going to the bench. And Oaks just asked his team to clear out and let him bring it up against Neil Moore one-on-one. 5:15 to go in the ball game. It's a 30-point Shelby lead. Almost feel comfortable at this point saying the Golden Lions in control of this.
Well, I was thinking that since about the first period, but after what you told me about the last game, well, I had to wonder.
You never know when those threes start going in. Here's Simmons putting the shoulder down, but he can't get any room, and then Griffin knocks down the jumper. His second bucket of the ball game.
Well, at this point, there's no way Bandys can play 3 for 2 because Shelby's knocking down the 2, and the numbers just aren't going to add up with a little over 4 minutes left in this ball game.
73-43. In the corner, jumper, Edmondson up, no good, rebounded by Griffin. Comes out of there for Shelby, gets it back off to Moore, and Moore still looking to push it. Gets it ahead to Sanders, jump shot off, no good, rebound, Griffin, jump shot up short. Fought for, rebound, and Cannon comes down with it, but I believe a foul coming up against the Trojans. Well, a lot of talk, Chris, about the realignment that's coming our way for the high schools, and a lot of the conferences again to be changing. And I tell you what, now I don't know, maybe things have obviously things have changed, and that goes without saying. But back when you and I were in school, it just seemed like, you know, Shelby, Crest, Kings Mountain, Burns, and Southwestern Conference forever. And then finally, Crest finally got big enough to go 4A and move out of the Southwestern Conference. But ever since that first realignment that really broke up the 4 Cleveland County schools, it seems like the conferences have just changed unbelievably almost every year. It's very hard to build conference rivalries anymore because you never know from realignment to realignment if you're going to be in a conference with a team.
Well, you also never know about the records. I mean, you form a conference that's around for 5 years, and that's where the records are. How do they compare to the years of the Southwestern Conference?
Right.
And then, you know, we had Cleveland and Rutherford County schools together, along with a couple from Gaston County. More recently, Gaston County has been able to get most of their schools in a 3A conference, with the exception of a couple. Now they're going to be in the same boat of being sort of broken up after they had things together with some county rivals. So I know that some of their schools, one is going 4A, another's going back to 2A, and that leaves they had the 3A conference going, and now it looks like we might be at a point where the Cleveland County schools can come together again as a 3A conference. Of course, that we don't know what's going to happen with school merger and how that's going to affect that as well.
Of course, that's not going to happen at this realignment period, because you've got Crest already definitely 4A at this realignment. Shelby still definitely a 2A at this realignment. So you're looking at 3 different conferences in the county next go-round. And we ought to get Coach Chris Norman over here with the crowd mic and let him just tell us about it, because I'm sure he knows all about it. Isn't that right, Coach? He's giving me a hard time, so I'll just give him a hard time. Coach Chris Norman, another fine season for the Golden Lion football team, advancing to the 4th round of state playoffs. And, of course, another fine year for Cleveland County football. Burns and Kings Mountain also, again, Kings Mountain a little bit off this year, but Burns a great season. Of course, the Crest Chargers winning their football championship with a victory over Eastern Randolph, a big time in the state 3AA championship. So an outstanding year for high school football. And
Chargers bringing a lot of starters back next year, David.
Yes, they are. We got another whistle as Neil Moore tried to put one up on the glass for Shelby. Shelby maintains right now a 30-point advantage with 3:35 to go, 73-43. And tell you what, we got some good basketball teams as well. Crest got off to a slow start at 0-5. As soon as they picked up their football players, though, they've really gone and shot like a rocket up in the standings. And, of course, Kings Mountain continues to be an outstanding basketball squad. Coach McDowell had them undefeated in the conference up through last week. I haven't seen that they've lost, so I'm going to assume that they're still there at that spot. So they'll have a nice record going into that matchup with Crest next week.
Yeah, we'll look forward to see them going up against the Chargers with all their starters now going, and see how that matchup turns out.
And, of course, Shelby, this team tonight winning by 32 right now. They've had a tough run early in the season, found some very tough competition, but the Golden Lions seemingly putting it together at this point in the season. Here's Oaks for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Just hadn't been able to get one to go down for him tonight. And now loose ball into the front court. Here comes Chase Price. Watching for his backside to make sure he didn't get hit from behind, and he lays it up and in. 77-43 Golden Lions. Oaks all the way to the basket, puts the shot up, no good. Foul on Stamp with 2:52 to go.
Of course, mentioning with Shane Burton being here tonight, it was last year during a game here at Shelby High School. We also had Tommy Burleson and David Thompson in the gymnasium at the same time. So the celebrity just keep on going on C19's broadcast of Cleveland County basketball.
Well, I'll tell you what, that as they say, the hits just keep on coming. We're looking forward to next Friday night, as you say. Well, let's see who could show. Kevin Mack, I guess, could show up next week at Kings Mountain.
Calvin Stevens.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Shelby with this one in hand, 77-45. High school basketball action on C19, broadcast service of Cleveland Community College. And, of course, we just appreciate the guys out in the truck, Danny Morton, Al Watley, Greg Tillman, all our camera guys, and everybody that helps put this broadcast together for just helping us to put this together for the folks and the fans of Cleveland County high school basketball.
Yeah, they're doing the work. We get to sit here and have fun and watch the game.
Absolutely.
So can't beat that. We got the best seats in the house.
Well, we say that until somebody comes and stands in front of us.
And that hasn't happened tonight. You promised that would not happen tonight. You said you had crowd control covered.
I do.
And so far, you've done okay.
Except for Coach Norman.
Is he not the one that's in charge of it? Okay.
Well, he's got it under control for me just in case.
All right.
Oaks free throw up and good. Now the scoreboard's got us at 79-47, so the Golden Lions up by a bunch, 32. Here's Stamp. Baseline jumper. Chris Stamp, a fan favorite. And he knocks down that one, 81-47. Golden Lions on cruise control right now. Oaks. Been out there a lot tonight as well. Oh, he finds McCleve open inside. Oh, that time Kelsey couldn't get that one to go. Rebound off to Neil Moore. Up to Price. Oh, Price tried to go behind his back. There's a steal by Oaks. The layup good. Matt Oaks.
And you could really tell that he was just sort of putting that ball in because he was getting up much better in the first half, but he had no legs on that last layup, and he is sucking wind right now.
Randy Simmons flying into the camera post, and again a sigh of relief out in the van as he made contact that time. First time it was close. That time contact was made.
Not a lot of room here.
Not a lot between the baseline and the camera is for sure. 81-51. Here's Stamp, got the feeling as he made the first one. Now he's missed two in a row. And Sanders back in for Coach Ken Napier. Down to 1:18 to go in the ball game. Checking the schedule for these teams next week. Shelby on the road for both of its contests. The Golden Lions will travel to East Rutherford on Tuesday night. Then they'll go up to Newton Conover on Friday night. Couple of tough ball games next week for Shelby. It's going to be a tough week for Bandys next week. They have that big conference matchup and a big Catawba County battle with Bunker Hill. That's on Tuesday night as they go to Bunker Hill. Then on Wednesday night, a makeup game as they'll travel to Lincoln. So back-to-back road games for this Bandys squad on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Friday night, they will be at home against West Lincoln. Here's Marquise Cannon. Had it go in and come out. So Marquise will go to the line, under a minute to go in the ball game. Check that, 50.3 seconds remaining. It's 81-51. Golden Lions.
Bandys have gone with some substitutions, but the starters that are still out there are still having a tough time trying to keep up with the Golden Lions, who have just run them to death tonight.
Cannon, free throw up and good. 82-51. He'll try to make it 83. And he does. 83-51. Shelby by 32. And Bandys will inbound with McLeod. Stolen by Moore. Jump shot blocked though by McLeod. Moore rips it down and now trying to get out, and they'll call him for step.
Yeah, that's sort of been the story tonight. Shelby steals the ball, puts up the shot, misses, gets the rebound, are able to put it up again. Not able to make it go that time, but most times tonight they have been able to get that to go. Just far more aggressive under the boards have been the Golden Lions.
So Bandys will get it up the floor into the ball game right there is Bryce Mollahan for Bandys. Here's a three by Edmondson left side, and he scores it. 83-54. Sanders into the front court for Shelby. Back out to Moore. Stamp started to drive, now gets it off to Xavier Griffin along the baseline. Trying to get it down low to Simmons. Had it just ripped away from him, though, by McLeod. 8 seconds to go. And here's a steal in the backcourt by Shelby. Sanders at the buzzer, off the rim, or just before the buzzer, I should say.
He let that one rain out of the sky.
Golden Lions win it in a blowout, the final. 83-54. Well, Chris, we tried to sell this as a close ball game when we went on the air tonight because of the final score in the earlier matchup as Shelby lost at Bandys 60-59, but the three balls would not go down tonight for the Trojans, and Shelby never in doubt tonight as they win it by 29.
And it seemed like Bandys was never in a position to get the three ball to go up because every time they tried to pass the ball, Shelby was contesting everything. So as soon as they got the handle of the ball, there was a defender on them, and they had to do it for another pass, and eventually would turn the ball over. Shelby able to convert it to transition baskets.
Tenacious defense tonight for Shelby. Of course, we talked about that's the style they like to play. The Golden Lions putting pressure on all night long with the first team, second team, even when the third team guys were in there. The Golden Lions continued to keep that pressure going and it pays off in a big way tonight as Shelby, a lot of transition baskets tonight, a lot of layups, and you know as well as I do, when teams shoot layups, the percentage that they shoot is going to go way up.
Oh, yeah.
And just a great effort tonight for Shelby.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and that's why they had such a big win tonight. They were able to get to the line, made the shots, and, of course, a lot of baskets right underneath, and that was the difference tonight. The defense particularly made the difference for the Golden Lions.
So once again, the final score tonight, Shelby 83, Bandys 54. So for Chris Nanny, I'm David Allen. You've been watching C19's coverage of Cleveland County basketball. And don't forget, next week it'll be Crest at Kings Mountain. We'll bring that to you. And don't forget to check us out on C19 this weekend, Sunday at 2. Then we'll come at you on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Danny, what are the times for those 3 games again on the 3 days? 10 and 9, 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. next week, Monday through Wednesday, and of course Sunday at 2 o'clock. So Chris, thanks, enjoyed it again.
All right, appreciate it. Of course, joining us tonight is our spotter, my buddy Aaron Nanny. Good to have him with me tonight.
Attaboy, Aaron, appreciate you being there. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.